Hello and welcome from Enlocus Landscape Architects. My name's Will. Colac Otway Shire has invited us to present our designs for the waterfront promenade and boardwalk as part of the Apollo Bay Harbour redevelopment. I'll begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands and waters around Apollo Bay and pay my particular respects to their elders as well as any members of those communities who may be listening in today. Today we'll start off with an overview of the design of the promenade site and then into two of our concept options from there. The relocation of the Port Operations Depot at Apollo Bay Harbour will allow the harbour yard to be transformed into a public waterfront promenade, a space which visitors can access at all times of day for free. The promenade will provide a key link from the west at Mothers Beach, along a new boardwalk to the boat ramp and Point Bunbury at the east. The project is planned to be delivered in three construction stages. The first includes the majority of the promenade and the boardwalk linkage. Stage 2 provides stair and ramp access between the two levels, and Stage 3 sees the provision of the viewing deck on the top level with works to design and deliver commercial tenancies below. It's important that the designs respect and reveal the hard-working character of the harbour. The design language includes robust materials, distinctive forms, and Indigenous vegetation communities found from around the harbour. The overall materiality of the promenade will be hard-wearing and industrial, like thick native hardwood decking and weathered steel, but with respect to the conditions, colours and forms of the surf coast. The planting will be drawn from the local dune vegetation communities with garden beds that also feature colourful displays of native coastal flowers. The edge of the promenade will be fitted with a balustrade for safety. The top rail will be a generous place for watching the fishing fleet come in, and timber balusters will ensure uninterrupted views out to the water. Low lighting will provide an ambient glow with overhead luminaires designating the main gathering areas along the promenade. A freshwater spring or well once existed in the now buried escarpment below the harbour yard. This well was used by Aboriginal people long before Apollo Bay was founded, and while its exact location is unknown, rings of brass and paving textures will let visitors know the importance of this special place. Likewise, bespoke furniture that forms part of each of our design options will feature laser-cut brass panels to tell stories of the site. Now I'll present two conceptual design proposals, and you'll have the opportunity to tell the project team which of these you prefer. The rock pool theme is first. It references the forms of rock pools that have been covered by harbour infrastructure over the years. Here we see an overview of the waterfront promenade in option A. The first stage to be delivered consists of the area that's highlighted here, which includes a boardwalk connection to the boat ramp and sailing club in the east with beach access stairs. In option A, the promenade's timber deck follows the lines of the rock shelf below, and the promenade itself includes bespoke timber furniture units that rise up out of the deck, some with planted pools of native dune vegetation, and others are inscribed with cultural heritage interpretation. Step-down seating will provide closer views into the harbour, with a glazed panel replacing the balustrade at these points. Common to both designs is cultural heritage interpretation artwork at the Trafalgar Street entry. And during the first and second stage of construction, a lawn will slope up to a wall that retains the upper terrace where the Fishermen's Co-op will be located. A power substation will be located at one end of this lawn in both options. Stage 2 brings direct access between the lower promenade and the upper terrace and Fishermen's Co-op. This is via a central staircase to the promenade, a west staircase at Trafalgar Street, and finally an access ramp to the east set into a planted embankment. This shows the extent of the third stage, with viewing platforms that extend from the upper terrace over what was previously the lawn embankment. Finally, in both options, there's space made below the viewing platforms for around 7 future commercial tenancies, which may be small hospitality, retail, cultural heritage, or tourism leases. These aerial views give a sense of the scale and massing of the proposal, as well as what to expect during the stages of construction. This view is from the entry to the promenade at Trafalgar Street and gives a feel for the planting and material palette in option A. The central stairs come in, and finally in stage 3 we see the shop fronts and the viewing platform peeking over the top. In this view, we see the seating steps offering a great place to relax and watch the water. The central stairs bring access from the Fisherman's Co-op, and finally the shop fronts and viewing platform bring plenty of activity into the promenade. Next we'll look at option B, the harbour. This option is inspired by the distinctive forms of the fishing fleet. This is the overview of option B's arrangement, with the extent of the first construction stage shown here, which includes the boardwalk to the boat ramp and sailing club, the promenade itself, which includes 5 boat hull shaped outstands. These prows create a memorable lookout moment for visitors that ties into the shipwreck coast region. Like option A, cultural heritage is inscribed in artistic paving elements at Trafalgar Street. Unique steel furniture inspired by the cray pots found in the harbour provide different kinds of seats for guests, whether they're individuals or in groups. Coastal planting is contained in planter beds with low seating walls, providing shelter from sea breezes. As with option A, the first and second stage will include an embankment that slopes up to a wall that retains the upper terrace, as well as a power station in a similar position. Stage 2 resolves access between the Fisherman's Co-op and Waterfront Promenade, central staircase, stairs to the west at Trafalgar Street, and a gentle access ramp to the east, passing through a grove of banksias and dune planting. Stage 3 continues the boat hull language, including viewing platforms extending from the upper terrace at the Fisherman's Cooperative. These give public space for outdoor dining and public seating, as well as prime views over the harbour. The viewing platforms provide shelter for the spaces below to be filled out as commercial tenancies in future stages, just like in option A. This aerial view shows the variety that's offered in the boat hull lookouts. And the ramp becomes a really beautiful transition space through the banksias and tussock grasses on the left there. And the upper terrace makes, the lookouts at the upper terrace make a really memorable stop for visitors. From the Trafalgar Street entrance, we see how bespoke furniture is clustered using wire that's reminiscent of the forms of the lobster pots in the harbour. And these seats create intimate gathering spots and climbing elements for younger visitors, as well as opportunities for beautiful planting to grow in the promenade. In the foreground, interpretive elements hint at the now buried freshwater well, and the grassy embankment becomes a great spot for fish and chips. By stage 3, the area begins to feel like a bustling port. Local coastal planting comes together with the furniture pods. On the left, we see the balustrade's rhythmic form, drawing visitors along the boardwalk. And the hulls make a really memorable approach up to the Fisherman's Co-op. And that's it from me. Please let us know your thoughts in the survey. We're really excited to hear what the Apollo Bay community has to say. Thank you.